Hello everybody, it's Mario. Remember drama, K-drama. Alright, this stars a lot of actors. Yoo Seung-Ho, Park Min-ah, Park Sung-Woong, Nam Gong-min, Jung Hae-sung. Whew, she's very beautiful. Jung Hong-long, he's the father of Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo. He needs a hug. Han Jin-hee, Nam Il-ho, Il-group. Lee Hwang-jung, 형님. Well, in the drama, you know, Gangpae. Song Yong-kyu, Kim Ji-hyun. H-O-O-N. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the moments I like. Yes, it's gonna be a very long video. Get some popcorn, get food, get some lunch. It's gonna be super long. We'll do from episode all the way to 20. All right, let's talk about the moments I like from each episode. All right, so it starts out with Jin-Woo and his father. His dad is on death row. The only way I know it because from movies and K-dramas I watch, every time they have a red on it, they're in death row, about to get sentenced to hang. Thing is, I don't know if they still have that, but if they do. And he's talking to him, and then I was like, because he's a lawyer, and then it flashbacks when he's younger. Yeah, his dad is like, oh, 아들, like, he's proud that he has a suit on, because he's about to go on TV, because he has perfect memory. So, while he's on TV, well, about to go to the broadcast, to the station, he meets, because he's in the bus, Ina. That's from Park Min-hyun's character. And what happened is, someone steals something from her bag. And then she's like, stop, call the police. And they're like, what? Everyone in the bus got sent to the station. I was like, wow, they were mad at her. And then after that, Jin-Woo, because he has perfect memory, he remembered every instant. He remembered everything. He's like, yeah, the woman you're sitting next to, she didn't do anything. She bumped your bag, but she didn't steal anything. The thing is, then he's like, the person that stole your bag, well, stole the things that were in your bag, wasn't even on the bus. It happened outside. Yeah, because he remembers a car, and then the inspector was like, oh shoot, someone got the car. We just got that person because the car was stolen. And then he's like, and then later she's like, yeah, 학생. So next, she meets up with him somewhere, and then she says something about the law, and he's like, isn't that for like stopping buses? I'm like, wow. Well, he's really smart. And then next, he has a friend, a neighbor. I keep forgetting her name. I'll probably remember it soon. But what happened is, we meet Namgyu, the spoiled brat. He is the villain to this whole series. Yeah, oh, I don't like him. And then, you probably watched this already. His appa. Il group. Oh, yeah, there's so many crazy stuff that happens. So next, he's right there, and he's like, lower. I'm like, bow your head lower. I'm like, give me one round. Just give me 3 minutes, and I'll make him pay. So next is Jin-Woo's neighbor. Oh, I forgot her name. She goes and meets with his secretary, and they're like, yeah, let's go party and all that. And then his dad goes somewhere, but his dad memory is, his dad has Alzheimer's. So next thing you know, he wakes up, she's dead, and the dad is right there. And then, oh crap, it's all over the news. Everyone's like, oh crap, they don't know what the hell happened. And then the president wants this finish. He wants somebody to go down for it because he wants a win. And then after that, they take him into jail, and they're like, wow. Well, it was crazy because the thing is, they're at her wake, and there's a corrupt detective. He's like, oh, you're arrested. And they take him in front of everyone, and the dad is like, what? I trusted you. But the thing is, he's innocent. Episode 2. It's outside of the police station, and there's people protesting, ah! And they throw eggs at him. And then Ina feels sorry for him and then he drops something, but she picks it up and gives him to it at a later time. Yeah, stupid people. Now his dad has a public defender, but when they're on the stand, he can't speak. He's trying to do cross-examination. He's stuttering, he's nervous. And his dad did not have a chance because the DA was corrupt. Everything was just against his favor. But while the trial was going on, they're asking his dad questions because even the DA was like, oh, him forgetting was part of his plan to fake his memory loss. His neighbor's daughter, the father, comes has a felt pen ready to stab him, and then Dong-ho saves, like stops the whole thing, saves the dad, and like, it's not worth it. He's a lawyer. He's a sly lawyer. He's a lawyer, but the thing is, he has a father-like figure as a gangpe. Because the thing is, he wanted to be a gangpe, but he was like, be something more. So, his dad figure, he's in jail right now, and he's asking him for help. So what happened, he goes to Namgyu, yeah, the evil prick, and tells him like, oh, I have evidence of you, you know, draft dodging. And then Namgyu is such a prick. He's like, yes, he's like going on like, oh, spoiled brat and everything, and he's taking the beating. Dong-ho's taking the beating, and then after that, he's like, I'm gonna push you down the cliff and nothing will happen. Do it. He's like, yeah, and then after that, he's like, hey guys, and then everyone's like, Hyungnim. I was laughing so hard. His crew was right there recording, and he's like, oh. He's like, drop all charges, because the thing is, he had something against him, and after that, his dad figure is free. I was like, yeah. So now, Jin-Woo saw what Dong-ho did, because he has a good success rating of winning cases. He goes to him, and he's like, could you take it? I only do it for tong, for money, 100,000. And he's like, okay, I'll get it. Guess what? He goes to a gambling house. He's counting cards. He actually wins $100,000. And then he goes there, and he's like, here's all the money. And then he still says no. And then his crew, it was like, what? He has all the money. He's like, no. He's like, give it back. And then he tells them, give that money back to where you got it. And then next day of the trial, seems all hope is lost. Guess who comes in? Dong-ho. He's like, oh, I keep forgetting. He's like, yep, I am his lawyer. Episode 3. So Dong-ho is on the case, and then Namgyu is he has his secretary right there. He's like, we find out he's like, interesting. He keeps saying that. He says that he loves that word seki, keseki. Yeah, he loves that word. So next it goes back to the trial, and they have the witness, and the first witness is the cop, the dirty cop. He goes in there. He's like, yes, he killed it. We found the murder weapon. This is the murder weapon. And it was crazy. They have his dad on the stand, and his dad tells him everything, because they had a confession from him, but he tells them what happened with the confession, because what happened is he was threatened. He actually had a gun on him, and then the thing is, he has a little bit of good memory. He described the gun, and everyone's like, and then they brought the corrupt detective back on the stand, and then he said, alright, are the numbers on your gun, I forgot, it's 5, 7 something. He's like, it is. And then everyone was like, oh, maybe he did. Like, oh my god, dirty cop, they're trying to just get anyone to be the murderer. Now Dong-ho is outside doing a stakeout there. So what happened is, they have a girl, because Namgyu and his friend are talking about it, and the thing is, he confesses. They have a camera in there, and he's like, what? Yeah, they have a recording. Next thing you know, Dong-ho goes to Namgyu's office. He's like, look what I have. He plays it for him. He's like, yeah. He's like, don't worry, I have a copy. Ooh, he has serious anger management issues, Namgyu. So what happened is, he has leverage now. He can use this against him, and then boom, he's gonna go to jail. So now, Ina and Jin-Woo are at the office. She finds the DVD, clicks it, and they both hear it. Well, they see it. He's guilty, and they're like, and he's calling his lawyer. He's calling Dong-ho, like, oh my god, like, pick up. Guess what? Dong-ho is eating with Il-ho, Namgyu's father. I was like, oh, the CEO of Il-ho Group. Oh, episode 4. Dong-ho, no! Well, I really forgot how to say lawyer in Hangul. He does pick up his phone and tell him, like, yeah, I'm gonna submit it into the trial, and if they don't take the evidence, then I'll just put it all over the media. He's talking to Namgyu's dad, and he's pretending the whole time, and I'm like, oh, yeah, and then he tells him about the rape, and he tells him about the murder, and I'm like, oh. The boss, his father figure, tells him, don't do it, lose this case, because the thing is, Il-ho gave him a construction site, gave him a whole new thing, he could be legitimate, but he's still a gangpip. But the thing is, he can make more money, and he's like, just lose this, come on, I don't get this all the time. He's like, he wants him to do it, he doesn't want him to do it, but he's like, I have to pay everyone else. it's just like, if something happens to me, what do you think happens to the other ones? Me, I'm like, they'll probably go to other crews. It happens like that, shoot. So what happens next? They're still at the dinner. Well, and guess who comes in? The corrupt DA. And he's like, oh, you speak up. Oh, like, oh Lord. And then it's just so crazy. So next, they're back at the trial. And what happened is, before the trial, Jong-ah, that's who her name is, the one that got murdered. Her dad called the DA and was like, he's innocent. It doesn't add up. He knew that Jin-Woo's dad is innocent. And guess what? He committed suicide, supposedly. So they go into the trial. Jin-Woo's on the stand and is like, everything's all corrupt. They're just trying to pin this on my father. We have video that Nam-gyu is the true killer. And then the judge is like, is that true? And Dong-ho's, no, Your Honor. Oh, he is shocked. Everyone did not expect that. They're like, whoa. And then the judge tells everyone that he committed suicide. Then after that, he punches Dong-ho for lying. He's like, you said you were going to save me. Because his father gets sentenced to death. So Inna, she's there. She's very distraught. And Nam-gyu's sister was in the jury. And then she's saying, 사과해. Apologize. Like, why should I apologize? Well, she did something wrong and she doesn't even know it. So next, Jin-Woo goes to Jong-ah's dad's wake. And everyone is shaming him, like, what the hell are you doing here? You have no right to be here. And then he says, I'm sorry. He gets on, sorry. And then 4 years pass by. Jin-Woo is a lawyer and Inna is a prosecutor. And then they meet. It ends. I was like, ah! Episode 5. So Jin-Woo was working on a case about a wrongful death claim, and he wins it. And it's going crazy, like, oh, because the thing is, she can't pay, but she pays, I think, in Mandarin and food. And everyone's like, oh no, I think it was sweet potato, a hot sweet potato. And it was like, and all of them at his office, like, oh, I guess for the time being, because he's pro bono, but you know, he would like compensation, but he's like, hey, he's doing it because of the goodness of his heart. Now we go to Il Group. Yeah, everyone's there. Everyone is working there. Dong-ho is Il Group's lawyer. His father-like figure is on the board. Everyone's getting rich. Jin-Woo goes to the memoriam, you know, to see his mother and brother's ashes. And so is Dong-Ho's there because his father's there too. He doesn't know that his dad is the one that caused the accident that killed him, that killed his brother and his mom. He won't know until many, many episodes later. So he sees him and gives him a business card and says, I'll win with the truth. Ouch. And then he's at Il Group and then he meets the bastard murderer. Because they had a board meeting and then his father was praising the vice president because he's probably going to be next in line. And his son wants to be next in line, so now he's trying to frame the vice president. And he just tries to frame him for sexual assault. So he gets arrested, and then finally, it's the day of the trial. Dong-ho is his lawyer, but Jin-Woo talked to him, and he's like, no, you're going to go to jail if he's your lawyer. So next thing you know, he comes in, he's like, oh, I have a nomination. He's changed lawyers. I am his lawyer. And then everyone's shocked, like, whoa, and then Inna, and then they see each other like, oh. So what happened is, they have the next witness. They have the accuser. And so he has information about her, Jin-Woo, and he's like, so what happened about that time that you accused your teacher of sexual assaulting you? Well, she was like, what? So what happened is, yeah, she accused them because they were having an affair, but the thing is, she dropped it. Well, the thing is, she got a settlement. That's why she dropped it, because she got a settlement. And then finally, the teacher's right there outing her. Like, yeah, I never did nothing to you. And the thing is, it was consensual, but then she incriminated herself. I did it because he lied to me. Yeah, because he lied about being married and having kids. Ooh. Dun dun dun. Episode 6. Yeah, so he made her credibility look bad. And her new boss is the corrupt prosecutor from the same case of Jin-Woo's dad. And she knows it. She doesn't trust him. They're arguing against each other in this case. She's the prosecutor and he's a lawyer. And he leaves quickly because they're like, we can't talk about this. And next thing you know, she's drunk. She calls him, Jin-Woo. She's getting so cute. And then she tells him, you know why I became a prosecutor? And he's like, why? To help prove that your dad was innocent. I was like, oh. So he takes her home, and then the parents are shocked, like, she brought a man? But like, wait, Jin-Woo? Where has he been? They're like, whoa. The next Jin-Woo meets Namgyo's sister. Ooh, he is wooing her at the art gallery, a little flirtation. And then they go to the bar, and then Dong-ho's right there warning him, like, do not get in more into this. And then he meets the murderer, Namgyu. They talk a little bit and stuff like that. He's being, super coy, because he's a little bit angry, but he doesn't want to be angry, because his sister's right there. So then they show the video of the black box, of how everything happened. Not everything, but how, like, they have the VP there right there, and they're showing it, and like, ooh, he looks guilty. And then Jin-Woo, by coincidence, is at the hospital, and he sees the victim that is accusing the VP. The mother's right there. She just came out of surgery. And then right there, he tells the father, and because they haven't seen each other forever, he's like, come to the trial. He's going to try to use some manipulation. And then he asks her, how did you get money for the surgery if you can't even pay off your student loans? Ooh, they bribed her. He knows it's a bribe. So then he uses that at the trial. And then the thing is, because before that he said, Your Honor, the video is fake. Yeah, it was completely fake. It was all a hustle. He wasn't even in the car. They just put him in there. He didn't do any of the stuff that showed of him, trying to touch her and stuff like that. Then the accuser sees the VP's family. She's like, oh, and then her dad's right there, and she's like, that got her right there, and she sings like a canary. She tells them the truth, that it was all faked. They paid her off to do it, and then he's released. And Namgyu is pissed, like, ah! He is mad. VP is cleared of all charges. But he was trying to keep his composure from his sister. Episode 7. Dong-ho tells Namgyu that his dad set this whole thing up with the VP so he can be next in line, because he doesn't want him to be the president. And he's shocked, like, what? My dad wanted all this? So next, the VP gives Jin-Woo a thumb drive. It has flush funds to prove that there's fraud within the Yoo-Seung-Ho group. So next, an old lady calls Jin-Woo, telling him, I saw your father in the woods. He was nowhere near there. He was going around in circles. I thought it weird. And he's like, a witness! So next, he files for appeal again. And he wants to keep her safe and everything. He gets her stuff. She tells him everything. And he's like, oh crap, we could win this. We could win his freedom. So Namgyu, he finds out about this because his secretary followed him. And then he found out that, yeah, they have a witness. And then next thing you know, he asks Dong-ho kill the old lady. And then he's like, no. And then he's threatening him to kill him. So they get a hitman. And then the day of the trial, it's about to start. Guess what? Doesn't have a witness. The old lady was strangled. I was like, ah! Next, Jin-Woo goes visiting his dad. And his dad does have complete Alzheimer's. And he asks him, what kind of man was I? Because I don't remember. And he tells him, you were a good man. And then he said, you were the greatest dad in the world. He's like, I have a son? I'm like, so what happened? Yeah, because she got strangled. He's there. He's at her apartment. And guess who shows up? The dirty cop. They're trying to frame Jin-Woo for her murder. So he's on the run. So Jin-Woo goes back to his office, tells his worker that he's been framed. He's about to get stuff. And then In-Ah's there. And the next thing you know, you hear footsteps going up. Because in his office, they have a thing where you have to go up. It's Dong-ho. Episode 8. So Jin-Woo's on the run. And Namgyu knows about this because he tells Dong-ho that Boss Sok has something to do with this. That's what his name is, Sok. And I'm like, oh crap. So Jin-Woo's running away from the cops, and the cops are chasing him. And then he uses an old carriage that's right there. He's pretending to be one of the, the old guys that are carrying wood and stuff like that. He fools the cops. So next they had a flashback where his secretary had an abusive husband. He's like, no, give me the money, give me the money. And then she helps him, like, oh, there's a way to get out. Can I really get out? And he helped her. And then Judge Kong denied it. Denied the request, the appeal for request. The appeals request. Judge Kong denied the request for an appeal because he's wanted for murder right now. And I'm like, corruption at its finest, dirty judges. Namgyu, this is Jin-Woo's dad, that sick, sadistic bastard. I hope he dies. So Jin-Woo calls In-Ah and tells her everything. And then I was like, go to the cops. I can't. They're framing me. They fabricated everything. I can't trust them. So next, he goes back to his office, and they're waiting for him. And then the other lawyer, because she tells him too, because to be trustworthy, and he hugs him like, oh, Jin-Woo. Oh, because he's the first lawyer that tried to represent his dad, but the thing is, he was nervous. That's why he had the stutter. But he didn't blame him for that. That's why he wanted to help him. And yeah, they get him a hideout, and he's working on the case. And then he calls Namgyu and tells him, I have something that's going to show that you have slush funds in your businesses. And then Namgyu gets angry again, and it's like, ah! So this time, it's all over the news. We have something, live breaking news. It will be live at 5. And then he's like, yeah, he has a camera right there ready to tell Jin-Woo. And guess who walks in? Sung-Ho. They lost the fee. He never said what he was supposed to say. And then next he's tied up. They have him in some abandoned building. And then Namgyu's right there with his evil monologue. I'm like, oi, Maria. And then he burns the thumb drive because there's a way you can detect it if it's been saved. And then it says it's it's encrypted. You can't rip it off the files from there. They burn the documents, and they burn the thumb drive. Next thing you know, they like kill him. So the corrupt cop, he shoots. Sung-Ho saves them. I'm like, oh my god. He's like, run like hell, Bali, Naga. I was like, oh crap. So he's saving him, and he's on the run again. So he goes back to Ina's place, and then I see, oh my god, the Papa John's advertising this whole thing. I'm like, oh, big Pa. I'm like, I really want some Papa John's now. So he remembers something. He remembers everything. He's like, whoa. So he goes back to the place of the old lady. He finds something, and then he gives it to her, and then he figures out who the murderer is, who's the hitman. So now they're tailing him. But guess what? Ina goes before he does. He's like, no, wait for me. So they're both on the trail. They're both in the street. He's figuring out because of, I forgot what it was. It was a sound. And then she's finding him. She's tailing him because he knows. But he knows. So next thing you know, he's not there no more. She's like, where'd he go? He hits her with a rock in the back of the head, and she falls down. Episode 9. So Sung-Ho is also there too. And then he finds the watch place because he owns a watch place. That's how they found this whole thing. He breaks in there. Ina and the hitman are fighting. She's struggling, and then but she beats him. He's arrested. Jin-Woo is cleared of all charges. So Basuk and Sung-Ho are fighting amongst each other because, like, let him go. Come on, he's gonna ruin everything. But he can't let go of Jin-Woo because he feels bad now. 4 years too late, but he still feels bad about everything. So next thing you know, the daughter, because he went a couple episodes, I forgot to say it, there was a woman, she lied a testimony and said that he was there. He was the murderer. It was his dad's old co-worker. So he goes to her at a grocery store. He's like, the truth will be revealed. Don't let this get to your conscience, because he knows that they paid her off. So next thing you know, her mother died. Yeah, her mother got killed. The daughter gave Jin-Woo a cell phone with her confession. It's all over the net, everywhere. It's live. Yeah, she says she was coerced. They forced her to do it. They paid her off, and she lied about everything. He did not murder her. She gave false testimony. Next thing you know, Judge Kong approves the appeal to reopen the case. So next he's going after the doctor because someone else just got out of jail because he's severely ill, but he's not. So he goes to the doctor, Jin-Woo, and tells him, like, yeah, you've been doing this for a lot of prisoners, huh, to make them look really ill, and they just pay you off and they get off. And then next he calls the ill group and he's scared, like, help me, what do I do, what do I do? Keep doing what you're doing, do not something. So he keeps looking into it, and then he sees the DA, the corrupt one, and he sees Sung-Ho and tells him, the past will repeat itself. I'm like, ooh. So yeah, the old lady dies, and they play the video, and then the DA is like, this is inadmissible, we cannot use this. And then the judge allows it, and then Jin-Woo calls her daughter, and she says, yes, she was coerced to say this. She was made to give false testimony, and everyone's like, oh my god. It's a blow to the prosecution. And then Jin-Woo forgets, and he faints. I was like, oh shoot, Alzheimer's is getting him too. Episode 10. So Jin-Woo was awake, finally, and he asks us to go back to the court. So he's cross-examining the doctor, and the doctor tells the truth this time. He's like, yes, he admits to perjury, and then he tells them he was coerced. Then Jin-Woo goes to the dirty detective, and he sees him in a traffic patrol suit, and he's like, suits you. Jin-Woo goes visit his dad, and they're just talking about happy times, reminiscing, and I'm like, but while this is happening, the prison doctor won't give him any pills because the thing is, his stomach is hurting. And he's saying he's faking it. He's just ignoring him. Yeah, he knows he's not faking, but the prison doctor is just like, can't you not let him go? Give him some pills and he'll be alright. Nam-gyu is trying to get rid of the detective and Jin-Woo. So next thing you know, Seung-Ho, he feels bad about everything. He's going to give him the DVD. And Bosok tells him, don't do it. Just forget about Jin-Woo. So while this is all happening, he goes to the courthouse. He's about to give him the DVD. Bosok. So now, she quits her job because she sees that the head prosecutor is corrupt. So she quit, and then next thing you know, she goes to her parents and tells her to quit. Her mom kicks her out. I'm like, what a bitch. He's like, what am I supposed to tell everyone now? Oh, just save face, like, oh, my daughter's a prosecutor, whatever. So she goes to Jin-Woo's like, can I sleep here? And I might need another job. And he's like, he felt bad, and he said, yeah. And then you see the workers the next day, they're sleeping together, like, and he's like, ooh, love line. And then they take a company photo. So now, they switch judges. Judge Kong is no longer there. They switched it, and then the new judge throws the video out of, he doesn't take it into evidence. And then the cop right there, he's about to get, nope, lies again. And this time, everyone finds out that Jin-Woo's dad died. Yep. The good man dies, and that evil devil of the prison doctor gets a promotion. So he's at the wake. And guess who's there? Dong-ho. I'm like, ooh, you sicky shit. Goes back home, and he finds a letter from his dad. And there was one part that says, even though I can't remember, I'll always have you in my heart. I was like, Episode 11. So months pass by, and Jin-Woo goes to the doctor that was taking bribes and telling him, like, you have to pay for your sins. Confess now, or there's going to be an investigation on you, and you probably get up to 30 years in jail. And he's scared. So he's calling Il Group. He's like, Turunim, or like, Tepunim, what do I do? And then Nam-gyu's trying to get him. And then the dirty cop, he goes to him too. He tells him, like, you got to pay for your sins. He's like, the dirty cop's like, what? Now there's a small company getting sued by Il-ho Group because supposedly defective light bulbs. And they're outside of the building protesting. And then Dong-ho feels sorry, and he's like, here. He gives it to the son of the president of the company. And he's like, what are you doing? Because he knows he works for Il-ho. I can't take your case, but... I mean, I can never take your case, but he's like, this is someone that can. And he's like, huh? So he goes to Jin-Woo, and then he convinced him, and he's taking his case. So next thing you know, they're at their factory. They're the father and the son. They're going there. Guess what? A lot of gangpis show up, block them, and they beat them up, both of them. And then after that, Jin-Woo gets there, and they leave. And what happened is the father is up there because he thinks he has nothing else to live for, and he wants to jump. And then he convinces him, like, don't do it. Don't do it. You still have your son. And then he faints. Jin-Woo finally got the dirty cop. So the detective was giving a briefing to, like, the head, the chief of police, and a couple other members of the police force. And he's giving a bunch of things. And the next thing you know, there's a thumb drive, puts it up. You see him taking a bribe. Everyone sees this. And they're like, uh-oh. I'm like, yep, he's going to jail. Yep, he's about to lose his shield. So now it's the day of the trial. Jin-Woo and Ina versus Dong-ho. They're there, and the thing is, there's a witness. So he's testifying like, yes, the light bulbs were defective. And then Ina's like, no, he's being biased because this company is part of Il-ho Group, so his testimony does not count. Dun dun dun, round one, them. Episode 12. Now, Nam-gyu is pissed, and he slapped the shit out of Dong-ho. He's like, like, you know how he does, like, so he gets slapped, but now he's investigating Il Group because he senses something fishy. Yeah, because the thing is, he noticed that Il Group killed his rival a long time ago because there was a gas leak. And they said it's because of that. Because once his rival competitor had that major gas leak and people died, they didn't want to give the contract to him, and he got it, and that's how he became this big corporation. But Boss Sok is like, do not investigate it, because he thinks that Il-ho, Nam Il-ho, told his dad to do something, because that was the reason. Because it was a checkpoint, and a long time ago in the flashback, and he turns around, and when he turned around, that's where his dad's car, the water truck, hit Jin-Woo's family's car, and causing the mother and the brother to die. That's why he's like, ooh, because all this pain's gonna come up and it's gonna hurt. So now Boss Sok, and Dong-ho, they're going their separate ways. He's like, yeah, I can't keep protecting you. And the next, Judge Kong, because he's looking into the case. He's looking into his father's case, like, because he feels bad that his dad died. And then Jin-Woo just told him blatantly, because he didn't know he could trust him, but he told him the real murderer is Nam-gyu. And he's like shocked, like, oh, like he sensed something, like he was involved some way, but it's just right there, like, ooh. And then Appa and Amma, they come with pizza. I'm telling you, this whole drama was, of course, they were sponsored by Papa John's, but I was like, oh, yes, they have jjajangmyeon, ramyeon, but I'm like, Papa John's. Oh yeah, I love their pizzas. Alright, I love the meat lovers pizza. It has sausage, Canadian bacon, has a lot of, well, the thing is, I don't know over there, but Papa John's. So now Nam-gyu is pissed. He has the dirty cop at the same place where this cop made his dad, he forced his dad to do that whole fake testimony, the whole fake confession. So he has them all tied up, but this time he's recording the whole thing. Then there was this part where he was still working with Jin-Woo. He's like, here you go. He gives him a thumb drive, and then it is all over the media. Everyone's like, oh my god. So it's getting crazy because he confessed. And then after that, Judge Kong is friends with Bumsu. He's the secretary. And he told him, he's all drunk, so gonna get him in trouble for all the things I know. And he's like, tell me the things you know. No, oh, forget it. And then while everything's happened the next day, trying to, like, you know, save face with the public. This is before. And then after, he's like this, yeah, 잘 먹겠습니다. That anger management, oh my god. He was feeding, I guess, the homeless, and he just threw the table for, like, forget it. He went nuts. And then Jin-Woo goes to the doctor, and the doctor tells us the bad news. He has 6 months to a year before he loses his memory completely. I'm like, oh, I hate that about dramas. Something bad always happens. They lose their memories, they lose their eyesight, they get cancer, or they kill themselves because they have to save someone else. Oh, that's what I'm like. Episode 13. So the cop goes to Jin-Woo because Episode 13. So the cop goes to Jin-Woo because he's being audited. So now he confesses to all his crimes. He confesses taking the bribes. He confesses everything, working with Il Group, taking a bribe from the prosecutor and Nam-gyu. So Nam-gyu is going nuts. He's like, he's going nuts, and then the dirty prosecutor, he quits. Nam-gyu and the detective, they meet. And he's like, I want the recording and stuff like that. And then he's right there. He calls someone. He called the cops on himself. And Nam-gyu's like, like, the hell's going on? And it's funny because Dong-ho's there. And he's like rubbing it in like, ha ha. So now the DA is questioning the witness because the trial's right now. And this witness, it was paid off. He's saying, yes, the light bulbs were faulty. This guy's company. He's saying, yeah, they were all faulty. And Jin-Woo, he doesn't cross-examine him. What happens next? He talks about his company. He's like, yeah, you guys have the same wiring. Yeah, because your refrigerators used to explode. He's like, I'm there! And then he has evidence about it because it was done by the National Forensic Service. And then Dong-ho's like, this evidence cannot be entered into evidence. And he's like, what? This is by the National forensic service. Like, he was like, yeah, the thing is they checked it, and yeah, and I'm like, yep, that was right there, like, phew. And then he said, we have proof that they had a slush fund. Oh crap, he's like, what? Like, how do you verify it? Let me turn on the TV. The prosecutor, right there, In-Ah's old boss, not the other one. He's a new one, I keep forgetting his name. Techo? I call him a prosecutor, Te. And he verified it. He's like, yes, there were flesh funds of this company. And then right there, the judge is like, well, in light of this evidence, I enter it. He wins the trial. Jin-Woo wins. So now Dong-ho is looking into the explosion of Nam Il-ho Group's competitor. And he finds some stuff that his dad was involved in it. And he's reading the report, and then that's why he never knew that the other people that were in the car accident was Jin-Woo's mom and, you know, brother and dad. And he's not taking it well either. He's like, oh, because he's brought him so much damn pain. You know what I mean? Like, so now they go to the slush fund. Guess what? Boss Suk, he gets arrested. Il Group is pinning it on him that he was the one. Then after that, Il-ho sends his goons after Jin-Woo, and Dong-ho saves him. He's like, saves him right there. And then Namgyu, this bastard, what he did, he gave Jin-Woo the report. He reads it. Evil, sadistic bastard. He's like, he never told you, did he? Yeah, it's all in there. It has his name. It has Dong-ho's name and his father. He's like, yep. Now he knows that his dad was the other car that hit him. He's shook right now. He's really shocked. He's losing his memory. He was supposed to go on a date with In-Ah, but he never showed up. And then she calls him, and then someone calls her. He's like, he's at his house. And then she calls him, and he said he's waiting for his dad. He's right there at his house, and she knows that he's losing his memory, and she's crying, and she hugs him. Like, episode 14. So In-Ah wakes up the next day and wakes him up, and she knows that he has Alzheimer's now. And then Dong-ho comes. Jin-Woo punches the crap out of him again, but this time he goes on his knees and begs him for forgiveness because he knows about the report. And then he tells him that Nam Il-ho is the reason for all this. And he asks the detective for help. You know, the one that just confessed now. He's in jail, and he goes to and asks him, you know, anyone contact that I can find, use them. And he tells him about a drug dealer, and this drug dealer knows about his friend because the VP, a long time ago, his son was in something in the very first episode, and they got him off. So now they're going to see if they can use his best friend, Namgyu's best friend, against him to tell him about everything. But now Dong-ho goes to him and tells him, like, yeah, we can bury him if you tell him. He's like, he doesn't know if he should do it, and he's like contemplating it. The next, they're having a party. Well, they're planning a party. And then, boom, so he goes back to the place and gets the murder weapon, the real murder weapon that has Namgyu's prints, because what they used in the trial was fake. It was fabricated. So, and then after that, he gives him money, and he was afraid. And now they have lawyer Song, the one that used to stutter, but now he's kind of good. He's getting his confidence. They know about the party, and they're going to try to trap him. Because what they do, they're all there. They call the DA, and it's Namgyu's sister. But before they break into the place, Namgyu is talking crap to him. He's like, you're just an illegitimate child. You're a bastard. I guess over there they take that word really serious. Like, I'm a bastard? And yeah, so next thing you know, it gets raided. And Lawyer Song, he's going down. He's following the whole thing. Then he sees Namgyu, you know, hobbling. The sister's a prosecutor. And she's like, what are you doing here? He records the whole thing. She lets him go. I was like, oh, I know they take an oath. So I was like, she lets him go. He records it. And then I'm like, oh, he's about to get his. Because he goes downstairs. It's Bongsu. He switched. And then the Bibo Kiseki escapes. Episode 15. Forgot to mention. Ooh, prosecutor chair. Ipuda. Ooh. Can I say? I don't mind. I'll do it. Woo, she is beautiful, okay? I don't know. She's probably in her late 30s or whatever. She is gorgeous, alright? I was like, wow. It was one of those, I'm like, oh my god. Breathtaking. Take my breath away. Not like one of those, like, ew, It was, whoa. Glowing. Beautiful. Like, lady in red. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. So Bong-soo, he changes form. He does everything. And then Jin-Woo tells him, I know everything. I know what happens. Just confess and tell everything. Namgyu sister's asses Namgyu about everything. Fuckers all casual with it. Oh yeah, it was just some girl. Yeah, I killed her and I had... So what? She was a peasant. Wow. And she's shocked. She leaves. She wants to leave. She was like, I can't, I'm out of here. Because he was acting like it's the norm. Next, Jin-Woo goes to Namgyu's sister, shows her the recording. She's, can't believe it. Next thing you know, like, ugh. And then he gives the recording to prosecutor. Yep, guess what happens next? Another corrupt year! Because he met with Il-ho group and had a whole dinner, everyone was there, and they're all eating, and like, oh, we're going to be on the same side. He gives Nam Il-ho everything. The files they had, the slush funds, the rape, everything. Even the pen recording. I was like, oh. So now they're like, what the hell are they supposed to do? So now there's only one thing they can do. They want to reopen a case he had, another rape case. And they're trying to do it. But the thing is, it was settled out of court. But they're trying, the prosecutor is going to try to like say that she was a gold digger. The whole thing. But then we find out more in the next episode. Now they get the victim. They get her out. And then he cuts ties with Bosok because he's in jail, but he's like, he has to cut ties because the thing is, Namgyu and Il-ho, they both wanted Bosok to kill Dong-ho, and he's like, he can't because to him that's like his son. He's like, because after when his dad died, like he will, yeah, he's a gangpei, he's full on gangpei boss, Hyungmin, everything, and he told him like right there because he wanted to join. He's like, no. He told him don't join it. He paid for his whole educational, to go to, to be a lawyer. He's like, I remember there was a happy moment, like my investment is caught up with me. Yeah, because he's like, he doesn't want him to be a gangpei. Even though he has the tattoo, it's just a form of respect. But for him, I mean, but that's why I was like, you're more than this. And I was like, whoa. And that's why right there they cut ties. And like he doesn't want to do it. He's like, he'd rather be in jail than hurt his son. So then we find out the girl that he raped was part of a company, but the thing is, an agency. But the CEO is more like a pimp than a music, than an agency because they have actors and stuff like that, and they give them away. Then they find out how it's done. They have videos and stuff like that, and then the case is reopened, and then prosecutor Che walks into Namgyu's office and he's like, "You are under arrest." Yeah. Oh, happy days. And when she walked in, like, 사랑해 나는 너무 너를 주자 나 습숙한 말을 그대만 사랑합니다. Okay, she's just beautiful, alright. Episode 16. So Dong-ho, he goes back to Il-ho group and he gives Namil the tape. He plays it for him and he's like, oh, and he tells him he has a witness. He's rubbing it in. I was like, oh, that he has the witness, like, somewhere in custody. Well, safe, in a safe house. Then he learns that his son, Namgyu, is in jail and he's pissed. He's mad. Then he tells his prosecutor to look into prosecutor Che. Yeah, to look into anything that she has, anything in her past to use against her. And Dong-ho notices that that Jin-Woo's losing his memory because he asked him about the contract. Because he signed a long time ago, I forgot to mention it. In episode 1, instead of taking the money, he just took, I forgot, what was it? $50. Judge Kong, he goes to visit Namgyu because he knows the whole truth because what's name? Bum-soo gave him the murder weapon, the real murder weapon. And he goes to him as a friend and tells him, tell me everything. He's like, what does it care? It's in the past. Like, he said, the bitch is dead, alright? She's not coming back. He does not care, and he can't believe it because he's hurt. Judge Kong is hurt because I'm like, wow. Because they went to school together and everything, and he's like, he's just feels betrayed. It's water over the bridge. Evil douche. So now he's out on bail. He goes visit Namgyu. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then Jin-Woo was like, one of us will die. I was like, woo, epic. Then Bosok breaks into Jin-Woo's office, trying to find anything involved with Ilho group. Anything. He doesn't find anything. And then Ina is in the back room because he has a big wall of person of interest stuff. And he goes, and then this drug dealer turned out to be a pimp. Yeah, he's a part of this an agency, a corrupt agency, because most of his actors or idols, they get sent off to people for prostitution. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's the dark side of K-pop. There's some, I mean, I heard stories, but there's nothing I can verify. I just heard stories. But the thing is, they have a witness that was raped from Namgyu. But the thing is, she got settled. She doesn't want to be in it. And then her CEO is tempting to leak the video that she has of her having sex with someone. And she's like, oh, it could ruin my career. And then, I was trying to talk to her, but the thing is, she's still scared because I'm like, if that video comes out, leak. But they're like, no, but an evil person come out. He did this to you. And she's conflicted, like, should I do it? Should I come forward? And then the pimp, he gets threatened for his life. And Jin-Woo calls him and tells him, like, yeah, Gangpa's about to come. And he got out of there. And then he gives him the thumb drive with the video. Then they gave it to Prosecutor Chow. And what happened? She looked through it and she found the secret room where she was raped. They found everything. Yeah, they did a search and seizure of the place that they're at. And yeah, they found it on that. And she entered the video into evidence. Then Dong-ho meets with Basok, his second dad. And he has a knife ready to kill Dong-ho, but he doesn't do it. Dong-ho leaves. Someone else stabs him! I was like, oh my god. Oh, right there, so many feels like, oh my god, they just killed him. He's in the hospital, and then Dong-ho's there, and then they arrest him. The corrupt cop comes in, like, oh, I was like, oh, episode 17. So Sung-Ho, his underling, which did rat him out to Basok because he had the DVD, he was going to give it to Jin-Woo, and then he got the DVD back. He goes and talks to Dong-ho and everything. He's like, oh my god, he's like, Hyungnim. And then he goes to Jin-Woo and begs him to defend him. That's like asking a bully for protection. You know what I mean? Like, if the bully goes to you and the bully's asking you, like, can you please protect me? I was like, yeah, I was like, okay. Jin-Woo doesn't want to because of what he did to his father. And Judge Kong knows that Namgyu is really the killer. And then his sister goes to his father and tells him that he knows everything. And then he's like, come on up! Slaps her. I'm like, ooh. So Namgyu visits Dong-ho in jail and he's enjoying it. And then Dong-ho was like, huh, Jin-Woo's gonna go after your dad next. He is pissed. He's cussing right there. There's that, there's the glass, the plexiglass, and he's just like, and Sung-Ho begs him again and tells him that Dong-ho was going to give him the DVD, but Basok stopped it. And then he's like, who? And then we find out there's another woman that was raped. Yeah, this time, Namgyu, he goes and visits her, and she's like, oh crap, she has the PTSD. And it's, yeah, she's shaking, and then he's like, oh, here, more money. It was hush money. She takes it, but she doesn't want to take it. And then Ina comes, and she's still terrified. She's trying to get her to go to the witness stand to testify against him. Then Jin-Woo visits Dong-ho, and then he tells him when he talked to his dad. And he tells him what happened. And then he told him, like, you don't have to believe me, but you said you'll win with truth. So Judge Kong gives Jin-Woo the real murder weapon and the report from the original case, because he's going to try to submit it. He's going to blow this whole thing out of proportion and get it retrialed again. So next, the dirty DA turned lawyer, because he just left Il Group because he knows it's a sinking ship, but they're going to get him watch. He has another witness. He brings in another woman. I'm like, oh, the lawyer brings in her, and guess what? She does the opposite. She says that, yep, she was raped too, because she was in the same, as a trainee, she was still there at the same company as the other woman. Yep, she says it, and then prosecutor Che was like, oh, and she was like, she also gives them charges for evidence tampering. I was like, wow. She admits it, and then right there, and then next starts the trial of Dong-ho, and everything seems to be going well. Like, everything's going right, everything's cool. He's saying the right things, and then Jin-Woo lost his memories. he's talking about the old trial. He lost his memory mid-trial. I was like, oh. Episode 18. So now, Jin-Woo is asking the police officer that betrayed him, because the thing is, he said he was a witness, he was going to help him. He gave him the whole report about Ilho group, but he's on the take with Ilho group. He's asking him, okay, why is the black box shaking when he's outside of the car? Because right there, I'm like, it's obvious. He did not try to kill Basuk. But no, the cop is trying to pin it on him, that he should be released, but the judge doesn't think there's enough evidence. So Seung-Ho and Jin-Woo are thinking of a plan. So everyone's heard the news that Basuk is up. So guess what happens? The culprit goes back. Alright, he wants to finish the job that he couldn't. But this time, it was a trick. Alright, he wasn't in the room. They switched him. And the cops were there and they nabbed him. And then after that, Jin-Woo did not come to the trial because his memory. And then finally, Jin-Woo wins! Yep, the prosecution, they let it rest. They're like, yes, it's over. And then after that, yeah, he won that trial. Dong-Hoo is free. Rushes to the hospital and he visits them and they're talking. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then he dies. Oh, why? He was such a good... I like that character. Alright, Basuk was like, yes, he was a gangpe, but he was a father to him. Alright, oh. You can't choose your fathers. Even though, like, they might be stepdads, or just, like, been around you for the, you know, all your lives, a mentor. I was like, that right there, I was like, it hit me. Left him the DVD, and then they had the last scene of him being happy. He was celebrating. Or, I'm not sure, wait. He was happy that he became a lawyer. Yeah, now I'm remembering, I don't think they had a scene where he's drinking soju with them and, like, you know, he was just happy that he became a lawyer and not became a gangpe and used his smarts for something better. And then he also has the tape. So now after that, Nam-gyu hears about a retrial and he's pissed. And then what's name, Jin-Woo calls him a whiny brat with anger management problems. The thing is, some people with anger, they don't like hearing that they have an anger issue. They're like, I'm not angry! I'm like, yeah, sure, keep telling yourself that. And he's pissed, and then after that, he's like, he's going to go to jail. And he's blaming everything on Bumsu, and he's trying to hit him with the golf club, and then he holds it, and he's like, he stops him from hitting him. I remember Jin-Woo says, you'll be in jail before I lose my memory. I was like, oh, dun dun dun. So the cop that betrayed Dong-Ho, he apologizes, he calls him and still tells him that Nam-il is still in the country because they think they're going to run. So next what happened, Nam-gyu gets Bumsu, ties him up in a chair and asks him, where's the murder weapon? He's like, I don't have it. He's like, oh, so he hits him a little bit. He locks him in a trailer container. So Ina is looking for Jin-Woo, and she finds him, and then she tells him, you don't have to suffer alone, because she's afraid that he might lose his memory before they have a conviction. And then she's crying, and then he kisses her. I'm like, finally! We know they liked each other, right? Even though when he was a student and she was in college, it happens. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, I wanted justice. But this kind of drama wasn't meant to be a love story. I mean, it does have a little bit of love in it because they know they like each other because they've been through a lot. But it's more about finding justice for his dad. Now, Nam-gyu's sister goes visits Jin-Woo and says, I'm sorry on behalf of my brother. And he accepts it, but he's like, he has to go to jail and pay for his crimes. And guess what happened? Prosecutor Ta. Yeah, he's not a dirty DA no more. He was pretending the whole time. I'm like, yeah! Yeah, so Prosecutor Ta got so much stuff on them. He got all the evidence of the dirty dealings, the briberies, the slush funds, even the recording, everything. He has, and he was just waiting, and the real murder weapon, and he's gonna submit all the evidence so they can get a retrial. And you know what happens next? Jin-Woo finally played the DVD on the World Wide Web. Everyone in Korea sees it, and he sees it too, and he's going crazy. He gets his laptop and smashes it, and then Jin-Woo calls like, so how'd you take it? Savage. Now Prosecutor Ta is eating with Dirty DA and Nam-il, and then here comes prosecutor in a... I was like, oh, episode 19. Woo! 2 more episodes. Alright, if you made it this long, thank you. Gracias. Alright, let me know if... What did you guys like from this drama? Tell me. What were your favorite moments? Was it the OST? Oh, I love the OST by Kate Will. Was it finally he went to justice? Was it just everything? Because this drama, I finished it in 2 days. Literally. 10 episodes one, 10 episodes another. But it was good. I liked it. Alright, if you guys did watch this whole video, write down memory. That's kind of messed up. It's right memory. Alright, love. Alright, Jin-Woo. So Jin-Woo was playing with him and he tells him my tenure here is over. Then In-Na's right there like, I will treat you guys fairly in the retrial. So next, Nam-gyu goes into work. Everyone is acting different. Actually, his employees are looking at the video while he's going in there. And then one guy was talking behind his back. Nam-gyu heard this, punched him and dragged him into the elevator and started punching him more. And he's like, I'm not going to kill you to death. I'm just going to beat you. And he does. And the thing is, while this is happening, everyone else is recording. He can't control his issues, and that's why he's up. The next, Namil throws him under the bus. He has a press conference and says, I am sorry to all the investments. He will be let go of the position as president just to save face of the company. Yeah, and then he's angry, like, what? He's like, I did it so we can have sympathy. Sympathy? You just admitted killing somebody in a DVD. There ain't no sympathy. So now, she's a prosecutor again. She tells her mom, and her mom's all happy and like, oh, pick a job. But now, Judge Kong visits Nam-gyu again because he's in jail. They arrested him. And he's... Actually, they haven't arrested him yet. But he's asking him, have you seen Bong-soo? I haven't seen him. He hasn't been around. And he knows that he's lying. So now he's like, he needs help. He goes to Dong-ho and asks him, can you trace his number? So he traces it. But now they go back to the trailer. He goes there. He splashes water on him just to torture with him. Yeah, just to mess with him. So they did trace it because Dong-ho and his men are there. And he was trying to buy him off. Punches him, and then they're fighting. That fight was actually cool. And then you see Nam-gyu running like a bitch. He's like, ah! I'm like, oh my god. So he's running away, and then next they get away, and they're at the place. And then the dirty DA was like, okay, we gotta think of something. Okay, we'll fake your death. We'll smuggle you into China so you can lay low. So it's the day of the trial, and In-Na hugs Jin-Woo, and then Jin-Woo was like, I wouldn't got here as far if it wasn't for you. And the next in the trial, they bring in the detective, the old one. I forgot his name, but now he's reformed. He's in his jumper, it's a prison jumper, and he testifies to everything. Oh, I don't know what someone was calling. And he tells him, yes, my testimony I gave was fake, and I did coerce his father, and I'm sorry. And yeah, he says, I'm sorry about everything. And everyone's shocked, like, whoa. So yeah, now they talk about the murder weapon. It's a bottle opener, a cork bottle opener. They bring in it to evidence, and then finally, Bong-soo walks in, and he testifies to everything. And they say the weapon that they had 5 years ago was a fake. He said he took it to protect himself from Nam-gyu. For 5 years, he knew that Jin-Woo's dad was innocent and didn't do nothing. Now it's time for the closing arguments. The DA ain't gonna say nothing to him. Jin-Woo said that Il-ho group and Nam-gyu ruined the innocent man's life, and that he won't forget. And asks the judge to let justice prevail. Jin-Woo wins. The trial is over. His father's name is cleared, and before the judge bows his head in shame because he can't believe all this corruption happened 5 years ago. And he said, I hope you accept my apology. Jin-Woo finally goes home. He has his dad's letter, and he just sits down and relaxes for a little bit. So Nam-gyu's sister finds his Chinese passport, and he's on the run. He calls Jin-Woo, who tells him, and then everyone's under there. Alright, they're going to the hangar. They know where he's going. So In-Na has the police. Jin-Woo goes there, and what's name gets out from his car, Nam-gyu, and he's about to go on the chopper, and then Jin-Woo's like, going somewhere? He's like, yeah, bye. Chopper. It leaves him. I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm there. Yeah, turn around. And then In-Na and the cops show up. I'm like, oh, episode 20. It's the final episode. It's the last episode. If you watched this or you watched a little bit of it, thank you. So finally, they caught him! The evil Kiseki! Yeah, they caught the Namgyu the bastard, finally justice is prevailed. Detective. Ina shows him the old murder weapon, and he's like, why are you showing me this old thing? Wow, he's still being a brat. Visits him in jail, and then he tells him, I'm the one that told the chopper to turn around. Ooh, just getting those jabs. Now, he's being transferred. And while this is happening, there's a lot of people outside of Ilho group protesting, and then they're right there, they're at the transfer, they're throwing eggs at him, and he's like, yes! He's trying to, he almost got close to attacking one of the protesters, and he doesn't care, like, come on! I was like, wow. The day of the trial, and he tells the DA, like, yeah, we can get you for bribery too, and there's a new judge. Well, anyway, we all know, yep, he gets convicted. He gets convicted of sexual assault, murder, bribery, so many counts. I'm like, this guy's going to jail for life. Oh yeah, for bribery the judges and witnesses. Final verdict. Namgyu is sentenced to death. So yeah, he goes crazy. He's like, what, you're going to kill me? And he goes to Jin-Woo's like, I'm going to kill you. So he's in jail and he thinks like he's running the place. And like, So his dad visits him in jail. And he tells him that he regrets making him president of the company. And Namgyu is just taking everything back, like, and then he's like, you have to fetch for yourself. I'm done with you. And then he's yelling, Appa! He's crying. I'm like, he just got disowned by his dad. So now the dirty DA goes to Prosecutor Top and tells him that he can ruin the company and everything. So next thing you know, yeah, so what's going on? The one that quit, the original prosecutor for Jin-Woo's dad, he gets arrested, and then Prosecutor Ta is walking in all epically and boss. He's like, you're under arrest. And then after that, Dong-woo goes in there and he's enjoying it. He's like, oh, you're gonna be joining your son real soon. Namgyu killed himself. Justice prevailed. Yeah, he hung himself. Then everything's gone. Westing's in jail. The DA's in jail. Then Dong-ho is visiting his father's plaque. And Jin-Woo's on the other side. And then Dong-ho's like, Jin-Woo. Oh, 누구세요? This part, I don't know if he really forgot his really lost his memory, or he just pretended. To me, I think he pretended because he knew it was coming. Then he goes back to the office and leaves a video. And also left the necklace that she gave him. Well, that he had always. And he said he'll always remember her for eternity. It was so sad. He forgot. 1 year later. So Dong-ho takes over the office. Yeah, he's the new head lawyer there at Jin-Woo's office. And no one has seen him. They were talking about him like, I wonder what he's doing. They hope that he's alright. Now goes to the love tree. Where he left the letter. She sees the letter, but she sees him. She smiles and he passes her. He said, I'm sorry. He left the letter right there in the tree and she reads it. He said, I lost my memories, but keep the good ones forever. I'll pray for you to be happy wherever I go. Then she asked him, do you remember this? The necklace. And he says, I don't. That was sad. Poor Jin-Woo. She's just happy that he's there. She's smiling, but sad at the same time. This did not have a happy ending. It was a good drama. But yeah. I mean, I've seen worse endings. It's just this one I felt bad. 49 days. That's all. That one was a bad ending. But this one, anyway, please come, subscribe, and take care.